Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's Groundheimer, Transformer TCG followers, any whoever's following me. Just a lot of things are happening. I do have some Transformer TCG videos in the wing that I haven't gotten to yet. I got to get all my cards together, finalize a few things, but I've gotten some videos recorded in the wings. I got to get them out there. One of the last video or two, on average, it takes me about 2 hours to edit post thing to get all the images in there. It just takes a while. I can't believe it takes this long. I'm using my phone. I'm not using my laptop to keep it a little more private, even though my family kind of knows what I'm doing. But you know, I just, you know, kind of keep it kind of close to tabs, so to speak. I mean, most of my stuff, yeah, I get political sometimes, or I haven't talked about anything biblical in a while, and I've had some things on my mind too about that, but that I haven't gotten to. It's just been very busy. Life is happening. Having to look at finances about getting my daughter in college. Trying to get with my dad. We've been dancing around all summer about trying to get together. There's some family funeral plots that some relatives don't want. They're going to be buried somewhere else, and I'm trying to get those plots from them, and they're giving them to me. There might be a transaction fee there. We're going to have to go to the location, etc., etc. And it just happens to be where my wife's mother is actually buried. So there's that, and it just happened to just this coincidental happened. There's some funny coincidences about that. Maybe I'll go into that one time. It'd probably bore you. But so that's why the amount of videos has really slowed down. Maybe one a week, if that. I've put a little short here out there, kind of about some politics stuff, about what's on my mind. And the last one I did, oh my gosh, I was talking so slow. Really showed my intelligence on that one, didn't I? So I apologize, golly. And I put one up there, and I think there was something in my title that wasn't being looked at all, or it was shadowed or something, I don't know. And I went back in and changed the title, and all of a sudden, boom, 70 hits. I'm like, okay, that's really strange. It's just the same video. But so there's that. There's always something going on with they two. But at the same time, like I said, I got some videos in the wings that I got to get my cards ready. Pretty much they're ready. It's just I got to get them all moved over into my phone, get the videos done. You know, I've just been very, very busy. I'm now actually waiting for a call from my bank concerning kind of a loan, which I pretty much have. I got to just finalize some things. And it's just been very stressful. A lot of calls, a lot of talking, a lot of questions. We're running out of time on this too, which is, as Rat Trap would say, getting down to the wire. So with that, that's all I really have time for right now. And I really, really, really wanted to make more, because, you know, there's that opening with that tiny little G1 Ripper Snapper. You know, he comes off to the side and goes up and looks like he's attacking the camera. That's what I was trying to go with that. And I was wanting more animation of various and sundry figures animated to start off, and I could, you know, choose one and pick from a few for the TCG openings, you know, and have fun, have a little fun with it. And I just haven't had the time. I just haven't had the time. So I've been very, very busy. My wife has been hurting. My father-in-law has had some issues. We're not letting him back in his house. I'm having to go up and feed his dogs every single day. I've got to get some of the foliage cut back, and the house is getting taken over. It's a mess. It is a mess. Again, life happens. Things happen, and of course, you know, this alliance that I'm a part of on Earth Wars, they want us to work like this is a job. And I'm like, this is a cell phone game, you know? I have a family too. And I got kicked off, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And, you know, even me as an alliance leader, people would get kicked off and come back in. One time we had a tiff go back. Somebody said something kind of funny but wrong, but you know, I didn't care, and I think one of my officers kicked them out, and I was talking with him separately, and I'm thinking all he had to do was request to come back in, and I would have accepted him back in, you know. But instead he decided to curse me out and go, and it was around the same time I was decided to close that alliance and join, well, they're not even called Doom Troopers anymore, Doom Troopers anymore, but we're something else now. And so I kicked me out, went back in. I left on my own, went back in. So, and now the alliance leader of that alliance is family's happening for him too. So yeah, but that's all I got to say about that. I'm just very, very busy. Again, I'm waiting a call from a bank on some information. So thanks for watching. Thanks for following. And like I said, you know what? I've got a few videos in the wings. It's going to take some, can take a couple of hours getting all this stuff together, even if it's only watched by 7 or 8 people. You know, hey, I just want to finish this. I know you're not hearing much new about Transformers TCG whatsoever. And there's some people on Facebook that I noticed in the UK were wanting, that was like, oh my gosh, there's a Transformers TCG. Where can I get cards from? And people are like, here, you know, you can go here. You can buy my cards. You can buy my cards. And I'm like, cool. So there's always somebody new finding out about this dead game that are interested because it's a fun game. Of course, when it ends, it's over. Sometimes you know, when you beat the other person, it seems a little lackluster because it's just a, you know, character card game, or CCG, I guess you could say, instead of a TCG. But at the same time, it's just very fun, and how it all works seems very satisfying. It seems to work in my head, because I still can't figure out Magic. I figured out Pokemon. Who can't figure out Pokemon? And some other card games that I've got, you know, I have some Digimon, some Dragon Ball. Kind of got blasted by somebody who was impatient with me trying to understand Dragon Ball. Gosh, I even have some Yu-Gi-Oh, I think, too. Vanguard, in the first Middle-earth game, back when you could only buy them at Books A Million, and I bought boxes and boxes and boxes and boosters and boosters and boosters, and never figured out how to play that game. That was long before Peter Jackson ever came out with the trilogy movies. So that was a long time ago, and they're all hand drawn, and the art is beautiful. I do like the artwork on those cards, and the old Star Trek TNG card game. And I never figured out how to play that either. But that other one, the Lord of the Rings, the Wizards, I think because I even got the book on how to try to figure out how to play that game. And all these card games, nobody wants to play with me. It's an issue if you don't have someone else to play with. And I got this big, huge, thick book. I think I showed that. I made a video on that a long time ago, and it really sounds like D&D with Lord of the Rings characters and items and locations in a card game. So I mean, there's corruption checks on everything. And it seemed way over my head, and I'm not that into actually pen and paper D&D. I've done it some. Of course, the Dungeon Master kind of watered it down for us to, you know, make it a little easier. Who's just great, good friend of mine. He still loves trying to head D&D campaigns and has fun with that. He even got to play it with his parents once upon a time, before his parents passed away. So, great guy. We'll see you next time. More coming. We're going to finish the base cards. We need to go back, and I need to finish revealing my undisclosed chapter characters, because we never finished them. We're going back and reworking my Marina Wars characters. Pretty much the artwork is all done. Pretty much it's all done. I just need to tighten up some text and how I want this stuff for them to untap. I need to work on that text so it doesn't overpower the game, even though it's not going to be easy to do it. I think I kind of figured out when I was looking at my submarines, Lophius, Pressure Hull, and what's his face. So I was looking, trying to, I need to go back and see what I did for them. And so a lot of these boats are going to be able to untap another boat. Maybe not that, I guess you could do the same boat. I can't remember exactly how I'll have that worded, to where you're not always untapping all the time, to where you have an upper hand because your opponent is tapped out and you're still untapping characters. Okay, that's an issue. So in that, doing a lot of tests and trying to figure a few things out, I like that gimmick. I like doing that. But it's got to be done right, or it's going to be overpowering, and I understand that. And I understand that's why a lot of people on the custom page on Facebook are like, "Oh, why are you doing this? Why are you untapping characters? He needs a star, needs a star, needs a star." And I'm like, really? If we have more cards that untap characters and make these triggers somewhat specific, it shouldn't be that too much of an issue. And if I have a few and your opponent has a few, it kind of evens the playing field to some extent. Add in a base card or something else, or a secret action that penalizes somebody when they do happen to untap. Bada bing, bada boom. We can have more options of moving damage, non-attack damage, etc., etc. Where more things are going on, more things to pay attention to. I guess what I'm trying to do, while I don't completely understand the strategy of the game, I do, but not as far as the specifically colored kind of constructed decks that, you know, Dan and all of them have done. And I've tried to keep my eye to them, and I never had the chance to really look into them very closely, and I apologize about that. That is my fault. I mean, I understand how to play the game, while at the same time still not understanding the full concept of the strategy of the game. Like we went with a previous video, a lot of cards dealing with, oh gosh, what was it? Were all blue pip cards, and then I had some that were very similar that are not blue pip cards, and I'm thinking, and I even put on the video, do these need to have blue pips on them? So things to think about, things to question. I'm trying to open a dialogue, and nobody, and I'm talking to myself here. So, and I am open to learning. Okay. So there's that, and I really need to go because I'm waiting on a call. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. I'm tired. I'm just tired. And work has me whipped as well. And I'm trying to teach someone a part of my job that they're trying to push off of me to give to somebody else, and it hasn't been very easy. And he hasn't been very receptive. I think he's getting it. I think it's just a little slow, and I'm slow. Y'all know how slow I am. So I'm dealing with it. We're all dealing with it. There's so much more coming, guys. Trust me. More fun, hopefully less politics. And we'll see you next time. And as always, Autobots, flip out and let's roll for it.